India's Most Trusted Brand of the Year Awards 2024 with the first award category, which is Best UGC NET JRF English Coaching in Delhi by Vineet Pandey. It goes to Professor Vineet Pandey.
दिल्ली में सीएमपी द्वारा दूसरा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन डॉक्टर दीक्षा त्रिपाठी ने थैनेटोपॉलिटिक्स पर चर्चा की।
It gives me immense joy and deep respect to welcome Avichal Bhatnagar, Assistant Professor in Department of English at Sri Guru Nanak Dev Khalsa College, University of Delhi. Dr. Bhatnagar is not only a dedicated teacher and scholar, but also a source of inspiration for all of us. Despite being visually impaired, he has shown us that true vision comes from the mind and heart. His presence with us today is a reminder that resilience, courage, and humility can light the way for others. We can be truly grateful for him, for having him here, and extend our warmest regards to him. I request our volunteers to carry him towards the dais.
Hello everyone. So since this is not my area of expertise, so I won't be presenting a paper, but Diksha ma'am requested me to present something, and I of course could not deny Diksha ma'am and Vineet sir. They are my role models. So I thought that, okay, I'll present maybe for 2 to 3 minutes my little understanding and limited understanding on the idea of death and how it has been conceptualized in the Indian spiritual tradition. So first, I would like to start by saying that death is something that is universal for all of us, and it is not bound by any culture, any religion, or any ideology. Death is something that has been accepted everywhere without any exception. But what makes the Indian tradition separate, or you can say distinct from the other cultures and traditions, is that over here, we not only accept death, but we also accept that there can be victory over death. And that's why we have the concept of Mrityunjay. That means victory over death. So we have the famous Mrityunjay mantra, Om Ham Jum Saha Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukmeva Bandhanan Mrityur Mokshiya Mamritat. And when we see the Hindu philosophy, we have 3 distinct features represented by 3 distinct deities. So we have Brahma, who creates, then we have Vishnu, who nurtures, and finally we have Shiva or Rudra, who destroys. So that means we have, from the very beginning, lived with the realization that whenever something is produced, it will be nurtured, but after a while, it will also be destroyed, because over here, we don't see destruction as a process that is evil. We rather see destruction as a process that regenerates something new, and that is essential to keep the world going forward. Then, when we come to other texts that talk about the idea of death, so we also come across the Kashmir Shaivism philosophy, where we find that death is actually not something that is very, very important, because it is considered to be just a temporary halt. And Kashmir Shaivism philosophy tells that it is Shiva who actually takes form of different beings to enjoy what is missing in his abode, because in his abode, there is no time, there is no dimension of time, there is no dimension of kala and vidya. So he's beyond these realms. So in order to have an experience of getting himself bound beneath these realms, he manifests himself as the human being. So basically, death is just a temporary halt in his journey of continuous evolution. So this is how the Kashmir Shaivism philosophy views death. And then we also have examples of how death is predetermined and well-determined. And we have several examples to illustrate the same. If we go to the several mythological stories that we have, so the first one is related to Hiranyakashipu, who wanted to outsmart death. So he asked for a boon where he put a lot of terms and conditions, saying that I should neither die in the day nor in the night. I should neither be killed by a god or a human being or an animal. I should neither die inside the house nor outside the house. So this is how he wanted to outsmart death. But when the nursing incarnation happened, we got to know that all his terms and conditions could not save him, because he was killed in the evening, which was neither day nor night. He was killed by an incarnation that was neither completely human, nor completely divine, nor completely animal. And then he was killed not by a weapon, but by the claws of the lion. So another example of the same is in the case of Ravan, who is considered to be the greatest devotee of Shiva so far. So there is a story that, in order to have victory over time, Ravan captured time and he tied him near his bed. So whenever he used to climb on his bed, he used to first keep his foot on the forehead of time, and then he used to climb on his bed. So he thought that by tying time to his bed, he'd be able to master time. But then, ultimately, when he was killed by Rama, so Rama told him the same thing, that you thought that by tying time in the physical domain to your bed, you would be able to stop the axle of time, but that was simply impossible. And then we have another example which demonstrates that we have limited agency over death, and that is demonstrated by Bhishma, because Bhishma has the unique boon of Ichha Mrityu. That means dying as per one's will. And then, when we come to the ancient age again, we have a story by Buddha which illustrates the reality of death. Because when a woman came to him, grieving for her son, and said that, please revive him, Buddha said, okay, I'll revive him, but first you bring me soil from a house where there has been no death. And the woman ran desperately to each and every household, requesting soil where there was no death. But then everyone told her that one of the members had died. So she accepted the fact that there is no escape from death. When we come to the medieval age, we find thinkers like Kabir who have actually, enjoyed death. And they, in fact, don't want to go back from earth, not because they are really enjoying this body, but because they think that the agency which we have as human beings to grow spiritually is not available in other domains. And in the modern age, when we come, we find that we had a very great enlightened master, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And once he died, his wife, Shardama, she was removing all her ornaments. But then Ramakrishna appeared in front of her and he said that, why are you removing all the ornaments? Am I really dead? And this was the question which Shardama pondered over for a long time. And then she came to the realization that actually death cannot be measured in physical realm. Because according to the philosophy that we have, there are several bodies that we possess. So the death is only of the outermost layer of the body that we call as the sthula sharir. That means the physical body. But then beyond the physical body, we have our cosmic body known as Sukshma Sharira, and we also have another body known as Karan Sharir, which we call as astral body. So when this realization dawned upon Shardama, she did not remove her ornaments, and she continued to dress as she used to when Ramakrishna Paramahansa was alive. So this was my brief understanding about the idea of death. Thank you.